Alright, we're back. Best of 5. Number 2 between the Raiders and the Cats, everybody. This is a double round robin in the last chance qualifier between the final 3 teams in the tournament. Team Copium, the Raiders, and the Cats. And these two already faced off against each other once. So in the first series that they played, it was a 3-2 victory for the Cats. And I don't think the Raiders were too happy about it, because there's a couple of those games that they could have definitely won. But for the Cats, it's great. They had the victory. They would of course have liked to win it with a bit of better ratio in regards to maps, because those also play a huge role if at the end of the day we should end up in some kind of tie-breaker situation. But as we're heading into the second series, we're starting things off once again with Battlefield of Eternity, which is where the Cats actually played Artanis. And they won! Now Artanis got absolutely dumpstered on, died I think 5 times in total. But I am super curious to see if they are ballsy enough to go for that pick again. I highly doubt that, but it would be pretty awesome if they did. Now, we got Blaze as the first pick here. We have pretty... I mean, honestly, they're really targeting Dracula right now in the ban patterns. So if you remember the first best of 5 series, what happened towards the, I want to say, final 3 game maps was that the Raiders banned Diablo and they banned Lucio. And now they're moving away from this, at least for Battlefield of Eternity, and they're targeting both of the tanks that the Cats usually play for. So, well, that is testing Drake a bit, and them just asking the question, what you got, bro? I would expect maybe a Johanna pick for Drake here, unless of course she's taken away now. Urel and Liming to open things up. What the Raiders like to do is play this Imperious main tank, which wasn't too bad. The problem for them really was they got caught a little bit too often, but now they go for Rhaegar for Sylvanas. So off we go. Hanzo banned. It's actually kind of funny that it's the Cats who banned Hanzo, because Hanzo did wonders for them last time. It's a completely different composition already. Last time around we had, I think, Sylvanas and Hanzo, if I'm not mistaken, for the Cats, and both of them just absolutely carried this hard. Now we got Liming instead. Genji gets banned. But they could ban another main tank if they really wanted to. Which obviously would also make things a little bit more difficult for themselves, since it, like, yeah, reduces the pool. But they're getting rid of Lucio. And we have our next double pick coming in. So, Drakia and Captain Rex, the next 2 to pick. We still need the main tank. Again, I personally would expect him to now go for Johanna. Other options still available, but still. We got Liming for my try. That's also going to be interesting. And they're actually waiting it out with the main tank. So that makes it a lot more likely that we're going to get a bit of an unconventional pick for them. Brightwing and Greymane get taken. So now they have more damage against the Immortal. They have a really nice combo. Also, Liming can poke targets down, and then Greymane can jump in and capitalize on that. Whereas over on the left side, with the final 2 picks for the blue team, we're going to get our first composition locked in here. So, Galaxy. Imperious main tank, yes or no? No, they go for Tyrell and Varian. Varian side lane. So they're going to go for that aggressive Varian play with likely Judgment. And also with him going more into this Nyx-style damage dealer mode. Whereas we have a Varian at the front line played by Galaxy. That is throwing a big wrench into all of this. And, well, Drakia with a final pick. Battlefield of Eternity, map number 1. It is Johanna, as more or less expected. So with that, we're headed into the first map of the second best of 5 between the Raiders and the Cats. Yet the last chance qualifier for the Heroes International. Let's go. Battlefield of Eternity, Galaxy on the left for the Raiders with Varian. We got Sven on Rhaegar, no game, no life on Sylvanas. Uki's playing Sylvanas, and Gia is playing Tyrael. Damage Tyrael, Judgment incoming, as on the right side of the map, the Cats with Drakia on Jojo, Octa on Urel, Mitra and Liming, Captain Rex on Brightwing, and last but not least, Greymane played by Hirath. So here we are, off we go, and it's... let's see if we're gonna see a different result here right now. This is the beauty of having 2 best of 5 between every single team. I mean, again, it's double round robin between the 3 remaining teams in the last chance tournament. We're definitely going to make sure that the best team out of the 3 is going to be the one that gets the ticket to Miami and then flies off to the October offline event where we have 3 European, 3 North American and 2 Korean teams playing. So yeah, here we go. Up towards the top. Did we get there? Let me have a second. There we are. Everybody low, and that's a first blood, isn't it? Yep. Counter kill? Nope, instead it's a double. We have a double, baby! They were hoping to get the counter kill against one of the red team players, but that didn't happen. So now 2 heroes have died for the Raiders, and it seems like the Cats have started off pretty strong here on the map. Now, Battlefield of Eternity is a map they've won already in the first best of 5. So let's not forget about that. Very different compositions, of course. And they haven't won this one yet, but they're definitely off to a good start. Getting 2 kills this early and also going for the camp at the top lane with an option to maybe even claiming the one at the bottom of the map. That is already big. We got the Might of the Benji Queen on level 1. The Ardent Defender for our boy Tyrael. And this is a Tyrael style that we've seen especially during the Masters Clash by Nick. As I already explained a bit earlier. Might try. Well, he tried. No fucking way. 8 hit points! 8 hit points and he's alive! What the fuck did I just witness? No way! Sylvana's on the run and she is in... No! Oh, if you would have just walked a little bit farther, that would have been an additional kill. But look at this. My try jumped away with 8 HP and then Brightwing comes in for the save. That's crazy. That's just absolutely crazy. I don't know what was more funny, that they got the kills down there and Li Ming survived, or that Sylvanas got away. But that was just insane. Absolutely insane. So, well, with that we have 4 kills to 0, nearly a level lead. We have a level lead. Varian has his level 4 now. Oh, come on, dude. Like, don't tease. Don't tease. Just lock that taunt and then be done with it. Thank you. there's nothing else. We had actually one Windblade game the other... I think it was the Bangbush that played Windblade in one of their series because it was so far ahead and they were like, alright, we got this, boys. They memed it hard. Well, and here we are. Sylvana's enhanced push at the bottom of the map. But they really need to do something here if they want to have a chance of bringing this one back, because currently things are not going well for the Raiders. If anything, the Raiders are the ones getting raided here. They now have the objective attacked, and even there the Cats are a bit ahead. They don't have level 7 yet, but look at Varian. Varian in trouble already. Gia is also low on mana. One of the problems that you have with Tyrael just in general, and yeah, this is not looking good for the Raiders at all. Unless they get a couple of kills now. They got taunt, so now they have a chance. They come in, they taunt, and Greymane gets saved by Brightwing. Job well done. So the Immortal is suffering, so is the blue team. They might finally get a kill here. They're going for Drachia and for Heroes at the same time. Everybody is low on the side of the Cats. But they also got the Fountain that they can pop pretty easily, or not. Might have to move back here. But as it stands, they're knocking on level 7. So with another talent, they are going to have a big splash in this one. I gotta say that as far as openings go, this is pretty impressive for the Cats. Now they're losing a little bit of ground here, as you can see. The gap in experience nearly completely disappeared. They can catch up a bit, but here comes Calamity. And now, of course, the bigger question is, can they go for the full Immortal, yes or no? Halftime show is locked in very late. They were just a couple of HP away from getting that, but, well, there's another move by Varian coming in again. Condemn already being used. Jojo engaging from the side here. And they're getting some damage connected from Li Ming and Greymane, and especially Blaze is in trouble now. But they're still trying to go for the objective, and I gotta give it to the Raiders. They've been doing way more damage here than I expected them to, but they won't be able to win the objective. Not with Drachia using the shield glare over and over again to reduce the damage output a little bit, and with Greymane just murdering the Immortal in red. So as it stands, it's a push through the bot lane by the Cats as they are trying to go for the first fort. So here we are. Already got the damage in. They are going for the first tower, and this wall is going to disappear. I mean, they got damage on all the outer structures, and there is a very good chance that they can severely threaten that fort now. Especially, of course, if they're trying to push maybe even for a kill. It's not like Varian can do a whole lot here. It's mainly Sylvanas. If they can apply a little bit pressure on her, it would be great. Varian is trying to buy some time and space for his teammates so that they can defend properly. And they're going to be able to do that, but it's still roughly 30-40% of the HP is gone. So not as great as they were probably anticipating, but still not bad. And I gotta give it to the Raiders. They are doing a bit better here. They still haven't found a single kill, but at least in experience they're not that far off anymore. Try to go for the camp and able to get that. Quick taunt came out too. Still have to disengage on this one though. And Varian, he is running straight into the heroes that rotated in from the top and gets kicked around the map right now. I mean, honestly, if I had a chance like that, I would kick the Varian Ragdoll also a little bit. I mean, he's responsible for Anduin after all. So why wouldn't you kick him? I mean, that's definitely one of the items on my bucket list. Now, we got level 10 coming up. Cats are still a bit ahead, 5 kills to 0 now. So it's really up to the Raiders on level 10 to make their move. Now again, we expect Judgment to be taken, so if Tyrael goes Judgment and a Wailing Arrow from Sylvanas, then we have a Taunt on Varian, Judgment, Jet Propulsion, and a Wailing Arrow. There's a lot of tools that they have to get kills, again, especially against squishies. And talking about getting kills, they might get one against Greymane if this continues. They don't have level 10 yet, but they can slow him down a little bit, and that is the wolf dead. The big bad wolf has been dropped, and this is an opportunity to maybe draw even with the opponent. And we don't get Judgment. They go for Sanctification. So we still have that damage set up for Tyrael in regards to his talents, but he did not go for Judgment on level 10. They have Taunt after all. They're trying to go for Brightwing here. Yeah, Taunt is there, Jet Propulsion follows, and goodbye shipping. Trashwing is down, easy hit. Sylvanas with the Wailing Arrow, better safe than sorry. She gets the Ancestral. They have the camp pushing. Tyrael is already on the Immortal, but all of a sudden the Raiders are looking way, way better here. They've even pulled ahead in experience a bit, and they're doing some damage down here too. So with all of the kills that we just got a second ago, they're looking alright. Not looking too bad. So 15 stacks for the Ardent Defender. Let's see how deep they can go with all of this, because they're doing way better here all of a sudden. Level 10 in particular has helped them a lot. If they can coordinate a good fight and then use also the Sanctification to drive this a bit further, then even better. Tyrael might actually have to use it right now, or at least a bunker or something, because Varian gets attacked immediately. There's the taunt. Yrel with the ult, so that one's baited out already. Gia is still totally fine, gets a bit of additional damage out. And they're protecting their Immortal for the time being, with now sending a few of their heroes over to the opponent's side. 24,000 damage from Sylvanas, we got 15,000 from Tyrael himself. But the objective, that's a different question. Halftime show is over and the red team took it. So the Cats doing a bit better on this one, for now. But the Raiders, they've shown that they can definitely drop a hero or two. So this is by no means over. Sylvanas went again deep to attack the fort. It's a bit risky sometimes. You need to make sure that you're not going to get stunned, and Blessed Shield is about to come back from cooldown, so there's that. But who takes the fight? Who takes the Immortal? Who wins this one? Already the teams are getting in position for it. Tyrael is coming in from the top, Sylvanas from the bottom, Jet Propulsion, potential taunt here too, as they come in with Varian. They get some of the damage out here, and the pause! Yeah, that one is a bit spicy. They had a few problems in the previous games already, and now another pause by the Cats as Octa pauses the game just as the fight is unfolding in front of us. So now, I don't think anybody dropped here, so I'm not quite sure what exactly the problem is. But yeah, either way. Maybe it's Octa's mom. Maybe she's like, food's ready! He's like, I don't know. Mom, I'm playing. I want to go to Miami. You can play with your friends after food is done. But Mom... Didn't you guys have that at some point? My parents were always like that. They never really understood that when you were playing multiplayer games, that it's actually you playing with other people and you can't just simply pause the game. In their head, it always was, it's a computer game, so you can pause it whenever you want. You can just come back at it. And I never really got around to explaining to them properly, or at least it didn't matter, that it's like when you're playing with your friends outside. You can't just simply pause it. You're playing with other people. So yeah. Either way. So 5 kills to 2, whatever the issue is, it was resolved. And off we go, already with the bunker here, trying to create a little bit of space so that we can attack the Immortal again and burn it down. We still will like... Oh, Tyrael! Not like this! He ran out of mana! And he gets some damage in. Not enough though. So that was an important kill. It honestly seems to me a bit like the mana management on Tyrael is a little bit, yeah, off. That's the second or third time now that he ran out. It's a bit problematic. Anyways, that's an Immortal for the cats, I guess. Cats are at it, Tyrael is back, but it is too late. Had no mana for Sanctification in the last encounter. And there's Immortal number 2 for the red team. So the cats definitely running the objective for now, but it's 13 versus 13, and if you get the kill here, then that doesn't matter anymore. But they can't, no Wailing Arrow, and therefore Yrel could use her ult and is able to move out of the fight. That could have been problematic though. If Sylvana still had her ult available at that moment in time, that would have been the end of Yrel for sure. And here comes Varian again, or at least he's trying to. But could close the gap and go for it. Okay, so with that being said and done, we now have at the top the shield at least completely gone. It's a 5 versus 5. 6 kills to 2, so there's another play, there's the taunt, they need the damage, and they just didn't have them in position to properly focus Yrel down. I guess the Immortal, yeah, is probably gonna get that fort, isn't it? They're trying to go for Greymane again here in the back. Gia also following up as best as he can here, but things are just not flowing for them. They've lost the fort at the top. Yrel already jumping out too, so now we have a half-level lead for the cats. Yeah, the Raiders, it's a little bit of an ebb and flow game for them again. They have their moments, but they are again playing from behind. It's not too bad yet. 1 fort is gone, so that's manageable. But what else can they do with this now? I honestly think that initially the idea for Tyrael was to go Judgment, especially with the build that he's using here, and now that they went into Sanctification, if he gets that out during a fight, it's going to be great for them, but he hasn't been able to pull that off yet, so Gia is in a good spot right now. If the fight centers around this, he should, and well, there's the death of our boy Varian. And it just doesn't coordinate properly for them. Wailing Arrow by Sylvanas used defensively, the camp taken by the cats. But this is another example where Tyrael could have used his Judgment, his Sanctification, in order to allow them to power through that fight a little bit and maybe even save Varian. And it's just happening way too late. Now Brightwing is obviously a bit of a problem, and she can always shut down some of these defensive measures that the blue team has. But it's still iffy. So, 7 kills to 2. Yrel at the top lane, and they're really struggling all over the place. Varian is back, and they need to get some of these kills. Yrel is also escorting a catapult onto the wall, so some damage... Ah, Jesus. It's also, look at level 16. They're half a level away from it, not even. So, yeah. Once level 16 is ready, just for the Immortal, this is gonna become even more problematic. So, yeah. Okay, down to the bottom of the map. Galaxy, it seems like at this point he's just hoping for somebody to fully in and face check a bush when he's sitting there or looking for the taunt. But yes, they need to have this properly done now. Again, they have the tools. They have the tools. It would be even better if they had a Li Ming or something, like some kind of mage with even more burst damage, but they got a lot of stuns available, so that can help them to get the attack going, especially if they're connecting with the squishies, but those guys have been keeping themselves into a decent position so far. Once again, Tyrael in the back with the lightning shield here. They tried also to make a bit of a move for Yrel, but she's able to move out. Didn't have to use your ult yet either. Fight still happening. There's the blessed shield. They go for Tyrael, and it's another Tyrael kill. I haven't seen a single sanctification yet. Not one. He's always been either killed, stunned, polymorphed. I haven't seen a single ult from Tyrael yet. Not even an interrupt on his ult. Like, he's running into problems there all the fucking time. But yeah, alright. There we go. What else can they do? Yeah. Top side, that's where we now have the gate a little bit attacked. Halftime show is over. Yep, that could... the problem is Sylvanas has to use a waiting arrow over and over and over again to save their ass. Like, she's saving their butt over and over again. And that means that they don't have the heroic ability available when they need it for a kill. So, this is getting... they need a kill. They really need a kill. They can't just... there it is! That could be it! Nope. Once again, they're creating a little bit of space for Yrel, just enough to let her get back. But again, it comes down to the same point, and I've raised it multiple times now. This is exactly the point I was making. Sylvanas had to use her ult to save Blaze. If not, she could have used it right there, shut Yrel down, and that would have been a kill. But instead, they are now losing Tyrael again. What is this? Death number 4? Nope, death number 3. Same as Variant. And it's a 100% shield on the Immortal. The Raiders get murdered. Getting absolutely destroyed by the cats. Another kill. Varian is gone. And this is going from bad to worse. Now they're top lane. They could go for the keep at the top lane. They can go down to the bottom of the map. I'm actually a little bit shocked that they're not going for this keep. I honestly don't really understand what's happening here. Like, why wouldn't you take the keep? Now, they can, I guess, maybe hope to even go for a core. No, I don't think so. I honestly believe if they take the top keep, they have a chance to get both. Now they should still be able to get the one at the bottom, but the top keep was wide open. With that minion wave and everything else that they had there, Tyrael gets destroyed again. Not a good game for Gia. Not a good game. Unless, of course, the strategy is to use Tyrael trade value. If that's the strategy, then it's going like, just swimmingly. So the keep is gone. They're hoping to go for the core, and since they get the kills here, it's not even a question. 13 kills to 2. Absolute crushing it. The cats with mad moves. They go through the Raiders like hot butter through cheese. Big play through the bot lane now. The shield is already gone. And what a decisive victory here by the Cats against the Raiders in this best of 5 series of the last chance qualifier for the Heroes International. Nicely done. Well played.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Game number 2, Tomb of the Spider Queen. The Cats have taken the lead, and a pretty impressive one at that this time. So, blue team struggling very, very heavily there. I also want to see if they're changing their ban pattern a little bit. The Raiders now with a ban on Diablo. Now, keep in mind, they switched it from Lucio over to Muradin the last time, targeting Drak here, the main tank for the Cats. So the big question now is, do they still stick with that? And no, they don't. They go for the Lucio ban. And, well, Tomb of the Spider Queen obviously as a map, you still want to have the wave clear here, which means that we are again looking at Blaze, we're looking at Johanna. We could get a Vala here, honestly. We still have Sylvanas up, we have a lot of the other heroes up that we've seen in some of the previous series too, but if you are talking about Vala, it's normally Tomb of the Spider Queen and also to an extent, of course, Infernal Shrines. Rarely we're gonna... I mean, every now and then you see on Battlefield 2 with an arrow build instead of a multi-shot build, so that happens as well. And there's of course always the third option that you're going into a double support and you're trying to play here with auto attack as a hyper carry. But, yeah. Sylvanas is in, so we get her first. We got Blaze. And we got Jojo. So yeah, pretty much just 3 heroes that are already highlighted. Blaze, Jojo... Massive wave clear, and of course also survivability. This is a very, very strong comp at the front line, has been played for a long time. It was actually it was a Hardos first, it was about 2 years ago, 2.5. They were consistently heading into Jojo and Blaze as their front line, and did exceptionally well with it. And other teams picked up on it too. But we got Leo and we got Malfurion in. So we get our first Malfurion game for the day. Okay. So let's see what they can do with that. Because Malfurion, I mean, again, he offers a lot. You have the lockdown through the roots. You have your tranquility that can really sustain you through a big team fight too. But he's on the squishy side. So if he gets jumped, if you are lacking positioning a bit, then he can quickly be destroyed. Maiev gets banned against them. I mean, they already got Leo there, so you don't want to run into too much CC. Galaxy for the tank will also be, again, interesting. I mean, he's been showing a lot. And Gia. What Gia is going to take, that's a different question. I mean, again, he played Tyrael on the last one, and boy, did he not have an impact whatsoever on that game. So he's probably going to look to redeem himself a little bit here. And there's the Kerrigan ban. Already enough to see on the red team side. Don't need to add more to that. What do we have on the double pick? We need damage, we need a support. I mean, Junkrat is up, Hanzo's banned. Some of these teams also play a lot of Chromie, so keep her at least in the back of her head a little bit. We haven't seen her make an appearance yet, but she's always a bit of a threat that looms somewhere. Okay, there's Vala. Again, talked about it earlier. Vala in the house. I like it. Multi-shot build. Again, their CC is insane. AoE damage, not CC. Their CC is also not too shabby. But Vala more so with all of the AoE damage that they now have. Blaze, Jojo, Vala. So yeah, it's going to be good. Now the final double pick. Junkrat and Imperius. Alright, Imperius as a front line. Galaxy likes to play him. He's strong. He has good damage output. He has the stun too. Just need to make sure that you're not getting caught. He got caught a bit in the first best of 5 that the two teams played in this double round robin. And with Junkrat, you have a lot of interrupts. You have the displacement. We've seen that in action in a lot of the recent games as well. Hirath with the final pick. And that gets us into game number 2 of the series. So another best of 5. Again, the Cats are in the lead. Trying to extend that now onto Spider Queen, and we get Mephisto for the second damage. Here we go, guys. It's the Cats against the Raiders. Raiders against the Cats. Game number 2. Galaxy on Imperius. We got Sven on Malfurion. Uki is playing Leoric. No game, no life on Sylvanas. And Gia on Junkrat. On the right side of the map, the Cats in red with Drakia and Johanna. They got the lead in the best of 5. We have Captain Rex on Brightwing. We got Octa on Blaze. Hirath is playing the Skull build on Mephisto. And we got Vala played by Maitri. Should go for the multi-shot, but, well, yes, multi-shot it is. I mean, technically you can always make arguments in favor of, hey, we have a second damage dealer, so you could, oopala, Battle.net. What was that? The big lag. You gotta always be afraid that they shut the servers down, right? So yeah, Battle.net lagging a little bit over here, but I think we're Gucci with the exception. Oh no, Maitri is Gucci too. He's saved. Saved by Brightwing, and then they go for Galaxy. No! Oh boy, the Raiders. Yeah, they're not raiding anything here. Those are pretty unsuccessful Raiders so far. They're trying to invade and raid, and then they just got beat down time and time again. So this is not looking all that good for them. I mean, honestly, I always had the feeling in the first best of 5 that the teams played that as the series continued, the Raiders were starting to, I don't know, calm down? Like, play a little bit, like, think plays through a little bit more. I feel it was pretty evident that especially in the first maps that were played, they made some crucial mistakes where they just were a little bit too hasty, and oftentimes they paid the price for it. But obviously, the Cats also went through a similar evolution where they were just sitting there getting a bit more confident in a lot of the plays that they made in the late game, and eventually they were the ones to decide the series in their favor. But right now, it's the exact opposite. It's honestly the red team that just comes in, cool, calm, and collected, makes their plays, and the Raiders are struggling from the start. Always making a few plays to bring it back, but if they can do that in the long run, it's a very different question. There's a full commitment down here at the bottom, and I honestly think that Jojo is a huge issue here, but she's not the only one. All of a sudden, Vala, they're trying to go in for the kill. Here is that too. Can they kill Galaxy? They should be able to, but there's the stun. Galaxy is dead, but... What? How are they always escaping like this? Now, this is a victory for the Raiders regardless. Yes, they lose Imperius, but they killed Jojo and they still took the camp. But boy, oh boy, it really felt that at least one of the two damage dealers on the red team side could have gone down too. Now, they took the camp as well, so the Raiders are actually starting to turn this a little bit. I would really love for them to just, yeah, focus on their strengths again and go through a similar progression as they did in the first series, because they're a pretty cool team and I really liked a lot of the moves that they made, but map number 1 was an absolute disaster. Rumor has it that Gia is still applying aloe vera for all of the burns that he received on Battlefield of Eternity, so yeah, they need to dig deep. But with the victory, if they get a victory on this map, I think we're in for another potential 5-mapper series. There's a really good chance that it's going to go into a game that is absolutely on eye level between the two teams. But I'm also a little bit afraid that if the Cats take a 2-0 lead, that the Raiders are going to fall apart here. I think the pressure is definitely something that they would have some problems dealing with. Nice done! Nice follow-up by Junkrat, and that's a kill. There we go. Brightwing down. Good start. Good move into the right direction. And, well, let's see what else we're going to get. Up at the top, we're already having, yeah, Hirath doing his thing. We now have in the middle of the map still no game, no life. Also pressuring this out with Sylvanas as the side lane pushes. And this is working nicely. All right. Let me see what we're gonna get here. Vala is still a little bit in danger, but they get the turn in. Alright, so they were able to get the turn in, and if they get a kill now too, oh boy, that would be so good for them. Can you imagine them just getting the kill as the web weavers come on the ground? Then, of course, it would be a complete snowball, potentially, always depending on how many of the structures they can take down. But with Sylvanas, you have a lot of potential to get quite a lot of that. But, yeah. So, here we are. We already have, up at the top lane, we got our first web weaver. Sylvanas has moved down towards the mid lane though. And they are pushing up at the top with 3. Leo and Sylvanas down at the bottom of the map. There's some real good damage here. Yep, this is some real nice damage that they all of a sudden have. And with that, can they maybe... top side. All of the walls are gone. So again, if with the first web weaver wave you're at least getting the walls, then you're already in a halfway decent spot. What was that? That was a pretty shitty jump. Thankfully, for no game, no life, there's no consequence to it, so he's still alright. But here we are. We got the fort nearly destroyed. I mean, this is a pretty impactful first objective. I was just about to say, even if you only open up all of the walls, you're in a halfway decent spot. Then at the same time, though, if you are getting a fort, that is really the best personal outcome. With the first web weaver wave, the best that I've seen was, I think, 2 forts destroyed, so you rarely get more than that, at least on this level of play. 2 forts is already, whole game's over, let's go to the next. Maybe not quite, but you're taking a huge step forward, and it's tough for your opponent to come back. But if you now look at the map, they might not have been able to take a fort down, but they definitely took nearly all of them down a notch or two, especially the one at the bottom in the mid lane. So, as both teams are struggling towards level 10, that's a big one there too. But yeah, Gia's top side now. We have 50, not a single gems turn in yet. Well, there we go, 17. 17 delivered, but they need to get that turn in. They can't really allow a second one for the blue team to happen, but they need to wait a couple of seconds because they don't have the level 10 yet. And you don't want to lose heroes now. Yeah, and there's exactly that attempted play for Vala. She is able to get away. They got level 10. Strafe immediately attempting to pop it. Malfurion trying to keep them alive, but he is right away attacked. Sylvanas is already down. And here we go. Yeah, they try to go for a follow-up kill. Can't really make... Oh, well, maybe they can make it work. They go for Galaxy, and here dropped significantly low. So 3 kills to 2. And Gia, once again, starting to make his play with the turn-in, but they shouldn't really be able to... I mean, it would be kind of crazy if they're able to get rid of all of the gems now. I'm more amazed that we don't have a turn-in for the red team yet. I mean, they had the opportunity here for sure, and they haven't done anything about it yet. And they're losing a little bit more ground. Also, while the blue team is still turning in, they're also saving those gems. They can't be removed anymore by them being taken down. So with 3 kills to 2, I really like what the Raiders are doing. For the Cats, they need to get the objective into play. We have 25 stacks for Vala, which isn't bad. We got 16 for them too. And, well, there we are. Top side, everybody is just guarding the turning point as best as they possibly can right now. Down to the bottom of the map, we got the Siege Giants locked in again by the blue team. They pretty much had a subscription on that one. Vala gets taken down, on the other hand, by Sylvanas, and the fight still continues with the ult missing from Mephisto, who's holding by far the majority of the gems here. We got 44 by now by Herath, and again the blue team is turning in. So they're pretty diligent about turning in even small number of gems, and it leads to a second webweaver wave for them. Guys, the Cats are just not turning their shit in. It's not that easy for them, I get that, but still, they need to push this a bit harder, because now it's likely a level 13 talent advantage, and look at that mid lane, it's a camp and the webweavers. So they get both here. I mean, it's kind of bonkers. So, this is honestly nasty. This is real nasty, because now that... Okay, that one might have just saved their ass. They're still losing some forts here, but that at least prevents the worst from happening. They are taking Sylvanas down. Leo is also dead. The bottom fort is falling, the mid fort is falling, so there's still value for the Raiders. But at least they stopped a mad move and dash towards the keep. Top side is also in trouble. I mean, even that one is falling eventually now. But 2 of the forts are down. So losing a couple of heroes here isn't even that big of a problem for the Raiders outside of the experience gain that the red team gets. Yeah. Still. Top fort nearly destroyed. 13 versus 13 now. They gotta turn in. They gotta turn in, and they still can't. They still can't here. So, well... that's a kill, isn't it? Once they burn the bunker down, he's not gonna escape from this. There's the stun, there's the drop, and now they have to recover those gems. And yeah, they barely managed to do that, but the top fort is now gonna fall. It's really just a mad momentum dash that we're seeing from the Raiders here. They are just pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing, turning in gems whenever they have them. Now they can also go for the boss because the opponent is on the map with only 4 heroes. That's a turn in, but that also means that the boss is taken at the top, Herath turns in at the bottom, and that means you are sacrificing some of your gems for boss defense. They are gonna try and prevent them from taking it though. And I guess that could work, but it also isolates a lot of the heroes here. And well, if Mephisto falls, that would be a nightmare, because guess what? He's still at 43 gems. So Mephisto is low. He's really low. But they are somehow able to keep him alive. Everybody is already on the run. Webweavers are starting all the way on the right side of the map. And yeah. This is rough. This is really rough. They need... I mean, I want to say they need kills, but then again, they got the kills. The problem is they need to take some structures down. So, here we are. Still middle of the map. So, what else are we going to get? Quick push through the mid lane. Top Webweaver is already down at the bottom of the map. This one's low, but it might still do some damage. This is why Junkrat is currently trying to take it down. Even with the boss not taken, they didn't get any value out of this one. No kill, no fort destroyed, just a couple of walls opened up, and we're already 11 minutes into the game. Down here, the Webweaver also gets destroyed pretty easily, and they're always ready for a fight. There's a slight lead in experience, but the structure's missing. That's a big, big problem, and also increases the passive experience gain. Wailing Arrow is already used here. Leo with another drain needs to move away from this one. Vala is just carpeting the floor the entire time with one multi-shot after another. And she sits at 45,000 damage, so she's top damage currently for the team. But, well, there's that. And then, at the same time, there's the kill against Vala, so now she's down. And that, of course, removes the main damage dealer from them. And level 16 is super close. They're going to invade this one. At least there's a chance, because Sylvanas isn't making any moves here, but the rest of the team is currently here. So they're trying to just chase them away or threaten them enough that they move away by themselves. They're buying time for Sylvanas too. I'm not sure why they're taking the 4 versus 4 here. Initially trying to scare them makes sense to me, but now they're really going for the battle. Leo is down. They still got some heroes here. Sylvanas is pushing, but now they lose Imperius, and I'm just sitting there thinking, like, the fuck would you do that? They're buying time for Sylvanas, but to do what? To open the wall? If she rotated down, it's a 5 versus 4. You take the camp, you take the mid lane wall, and you might get a kill. Now, instead of that, they lost 2 heroes, and now they're going to lose a 3rd, and they're losing 14. I really don't get some of these plays. This is exactly what I talked about earlier. I don't understand sometimes what the Raiders are doing. Like, what was the thought process here? You have a 5 versus 4 numbers advantage on the map. Your opponent is taking a camp. You can invade it and fight them. And instead of rotating your 5th hero in, you let them solo push a lane where you just destroy a couple of towers. You could have gotten a kill, a staggered death against the opponent. If not, you're going to get a camp for free. With that camp, you can push the mid lane and probably destroy the wall. And instead, now they lost gems, they lost multiple heroes. The opponent got a turn in, and they're pushing through the mid lane. Down goes Junkrat. I mean, anything that happens from here on out, it's their own fault. This is ridiculous. The fort is gone, and, well, that's not the only one that's gonna fall. The one at the bottom of the map is also gonna get destroyed, and the one at the top is also falling. So, in one fell swoop, they removed the entire advantage that they had in this game. Yeah, I mean, sometimes I don't really know what's going on there. I have no idea what the idea behind this call was. Did they maybe think that they could get damage on the keep? Was that the thought? It's like, I really don't get it. I mean, either way, it didn't really turn out. Whatever they intended, I would venture so far as to say that it didn't work out. So now it's 9 kills to 5. They find themselves a little bit behind. If they can get kills, yeah, that would be a potential ticket back. The next bad news is that we still have 56 gems for the cats. Nice Wailing Arrow again, so Blaze is still alive. But if the red team wins this battle, they can go for another turn in, and then we can potentially see another keep, well, the first keep destroyed. So, yeah. Already zoning them away a little bit. They could really try and turn in, especially now that they got Leo. They got enough gems for a turn in now. And can they go boss? I'm not sure if they should go boss. 42 seconds until Aoric is usually not really a lot of time. Leo's usually back by then. And they are trying to take it. Not sure if I'm a fan. You can already see that they're starting to move towards the top. I don't know why you would give them that fight either. Guys, you have a turn in. You know that, right? So, what's the idea with the boss? Leo is back in 6 seconds. Okay, I mean, it's a little bit mean, I admit. I have full vision of the map. We see everything. But they just wasted their advantage. They could have turned in the gems, do whatever they want. But, I mean, come on, boys. It's a Leori kill. He's going to be back within seconds. You don't have what it takes there. That, on the other hand, is a much better kill if they get it. They gotta try to go for Galaxy, and he is dead. There we go. Imperius is down. Leo, maybe they can get him again. They're trying, they slow him, and even with a drain, he makes it. He actually makes it. One shot was missing. Now they can go for the boss if they want. Now it's Imperius that's dead. He's gonna be dead for the entire duration, and he is also gonna have to walk back from the Nexus. But they go for the turn in this time. Yeah, don't want to go for a similar situation again. They have the level 20. So, yeah, there's lots and lots of momentum. But this is a moment where you could, in theory, have gone for the boss. If you wanted to. Because now you have actually time. But again, Leo, the death time of Leo is never accurate. He hits you with one drain, and then he's reducing that significantly. And then on top of that, he's also spawning on site. So, yeah, doesn't have any travel time. Now they're going to go for the turn-in. There it is. We got level 20 for both teams, by the way, now. For both teams at this point in time. Tranquility upgrade into Serenity. Vala with a Farflight Quiver now. But keep in mind that on level 16 she didn't actually go into Manticore. So we have her here on level 16 with the punishment. Yeah, just as a side note, I mean, it's still easier for her to keep the hatred stacks up and everything, and she's a bit safer in the back. But it's not that we're having that Manticore and Farflight Quiver combo that we're normally talking about when we talk about a level 20 Vala. 66,000 damage. And, well, big question, can they get a keep? Leo obviously is now even more important than he was previously. And he's sitting at the side here and they're sniffing him out super early. So good for them. Because, well, he still has the Entomb here. We, by the way, have the Withering Barrage for Sylvanas. They are trying to make sure that Leo does not hit the Burial Alive properly. Bottom is a problem. That keep could be in trouble too, but they're defending well in the middle of the map at least. But Leo, he's down. Leo is down, and there's the kill on Junkrat. Oh boy, now the Raiders could be in some serious trouble with this one. Yeah, Sven makes it out. I mean, one keep is now going to fall. I guess they're going to get 2 keeps. If they are using that minion wave that is now coming in to push aggressively, they're going to get 2 keeps. I'm not sure if they can end the game, but both of those keeps are low. And the question for the Raiders is, of course, if they can keep everybody alive, or if somebody is going to die here. I'm actually a bit surprised that they're moving to the top instead of the bot lane, considering that the keep at the bottom of the map is already halfway gone, but they got still 30 seconds until Junkrat is back. Oh, Galaxy, careful, condemn into the stun, and there it is, the kill. And they are sniffing around the core right now, for good reason. And they have an opportunity, but they're playing it safe and safe and safe as they once again make their move for the keep up at the top. Job well done. And in the middle of the map, the push still continues with the catapults that are now taken care of finally by the Raiders. So the only keep that they still have is at the bottom of the map. And I guess one of the reasons why they wanted to go for this is because they also said, hey, we can go for the boss. And yeah, Leo is ghosting in. It's just double checking everything here. So they were trying to lay a little bit of a trap, and now he's gonna die. Bzzzt! And gone. And now you can go for the boss. Not only is Imperius gone, but Leo is down for, I mean, long enough to deal with this. And if anybody else keeps poking in, you can just deal with that too. So they should be fine here. Yeah, Sylvanas is trying, no game, no life, with the desperate move to follow up on the Wailing Arrow and get a kill, and that hasn't happened, so they're losing gems. The boss is about to be taken. We got 16 kills to 5, and the cats are just doing better and better here. That late game was definitely theirs. Couple of questionable decisions from both teams here, but again, there's a lot on the line, obviously, so there is a lot of adrenaline involved here, for sure. And at this point, the Raiders, they're going to have a tough time getting back into the series. They lost the first best of 5 in this double round robin against the Cats with a 3-2. But right now, it seems more and more likely that this is going to be a rude awakening for them. The second map is about to end, and that would mean that the Cats take a 2-0 lead. They just burn them down where they stand right now. 18-5. And well, that's that. Leo is dead again. The Raiders, they lose on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Every single hero gets wiped now. Full 5-man team wipe. And that is the second victory in this best of 5 for the Cats. GG. Infernal Shrines! Alright, game number 3, everybody! We got the Raiders with an 0-2 against the Cats. And, well, I gotta say that it's not looking good for the Raiders. Pulling off a reverse sweep here, a reverse comeback, is not gonna be easy at all. And, I mean, if you look at qualifier number 1 and number 2, where we had the Bang Bush and Washed Up qualifier, I think in both of the qualifiers, Copium, the Raiders, and the Cats have done generally pretty well. I mean, again, these are teams, with the exception of the Raiders, who are a little bit newer in the way that they shaped up and formed for the tournament. But generally, those teams are always teams that like nibble at the top 4 and sometimes push into it, being it for an X-Cup, being it for Meta Madness, or anything else. As a lot of the stuff that's happening here, where they're doing fairly well. And the good thing is that they really have the tools. But what is a little bit of a problem for them is oftentimes late game decision making, where you come in, you have a lot of momentum going, and you are under pressure, and you think, okay, maybe this is the chance where we can actually make the one call, go for the boss, go for the core, and then end the game. And it's a lot of experience that plays into this, and you can see that especially with the Koreans, but also with a lot of the top European teams, where they had through years and years of top level play enough examples and situations where they can judge those really well. But in this case, you oftentimes have small mistakes then being made where a team says, hey, we can win this fight 4 versus 4. We can do it like this, or like we can go for the core and then it backfires. And that's something that both of them suffer from a little bit. And once that happens, it's more so a question of, hey, how you deal with that? Like, what are you actually doing? Like, how are you able to recover? Is that something that you take with you into the next game or not? And that's what again, and I'm totally projecting here, right? I actually don't have the insights, but that's why I think that the Raiders are probably struggling a little bit more here. Cats have been around for way longer, so they went through multiple tournaments where they had problems, where they made a bad core call, for example, got defeated. And if you're like sticking out as a unit for that long, I feel you have certain tools to deal with that a bit better than a team that has fought for a specific tournament solely. So that's kind of what we're going to get here. But yeah, either way, we have for Infernal Shrines is our 3rd map, so it's the first match point for the Cats. And we have a lot of AoE already with Johanna on the shrine. We got Leo, we got Rhaegar with the lightning shield, you have Sylvanas to follow this up. Could have seen a Vala pick again after they already played her on the last map, but not so much right now. Junkrat, Brightwing, Blaze, also not bad picks. Junkrat for a long time on Infernal Shrines was actually consistently banned. And they're going on the offensive. I like that. I like that as an idea. You come in and you say, okay, what we're doing is not really working. Let's shift it a little bit. They go for Kerrigan, they go for Nubarak, they go for Blaze. And even if this doesn't work out for them, it's going to be a blaze of glory play because they're looking to drive the fight. They're looking to follow up with a lot of CC. I mean, they got literally some kind of the CC on every single hero of the map, of the draft. So that's pretty much it. But well, for the opponent's team, oh, that's a good pick. Yeah, Medivh for now, that can ruin a lot of the plays. Definitely a reaction to what they are doing here. So as long as Medivh is keeping his wits together and has a shield ready and can save the target, they can do a lot here. But that also puts Sylvanas into a position where she needs to dish out most of the damage. So game number 3, everybody. The Cats against the Raiders. Let's go. The first match point of the series. Game number 3. I honestly don't know what happened with my brain, but for some reason I went into a 2-0. Like I assumed for some reason that it was a 1-1. So apologies for the overlay. I fixed it now, but yeah, obviously this is not a tie. We have a 2-0 lead for the Cats. Sven here on Infernal Shrines for the blue team on Brightwing. We got Uki on Blaze, Galaxy on Anubarak, Gia's playing Kerrigan. No game, no life plays Junkrat. On the right side of the map, the Cats with Draki on Johanna. We got Eras on Medivh, Maitri and Sylvanas, Captain Rex on Rhaegar, and Antonio is playing Leoric. So Medivh is a little bit of a linchpin here. They're not really going into a draft where they're comboing him off with a Diablo or with anything else necessarily, but it's obviously designed to deal with all of the CC that comes from the opponent's team. What the blue team has pretty much done is, the Raiders, they just looked at this and they said, okay guys, let's go hard on this one. Let's try and take momentum, control the game, and win at least Infernal Shrines and take it one step at a time. And I really feel that this is a pretty good way to approach it. So kudos for that. Of course, it's also you taking a risk. If you fall behind with this composition, it's going to be a lot more problematic for you to do anything. Because again, if you drive the fights, that's one thing. But if you have to poke from outside, you have Junkrat, and that's pretty much it. If you commit with this draft, you commit. That's pretty much just what it is. And losing Kerrigan here already, definitely not a great start, but, well, not the end of this either. So, as it stands, we now have rotations between the mid and the top lane. The camps are up on the map, so they're immediately attempting to go for the one at the bottom and trying to make a play here. 3 stacks also for Medivh, and we're going to keep a bit of an eye on that too, just to see what they can pull off with that. They get 2 out of the camps. That were a really big raid, and so far, yeah, looking good. If Medivh can get killed before he gets his quest completed, that would be nice. But, yeah, time will tell. As it stands, though, we have just normal rotations coming down a little bit. Obviously, you have the Medivh vision factor, where he's always going to be hovering over these camps and over these crucial points to double-check what the red team is doing. But as long as the Raiders are not getting any kills in and driving the momentum, they're going to be totally fine. And instead, we have Junkrat threatened, at least initially. But, yep, Dracula already down at the bottom of the map. The need to commit is one of the biggest problems for the Raiders, and we saw that earlier. In order to get proper kills, you have to go. You have to go hard. Whereas if you're on the cat side, you can still poke a little bit. You can just like dip your toe in, and Medivh can always save it with the portal. You can just get out any other way. So that's currently what we're doing here. We have still camps timed around the shrine, and Galaxy, he's already at the side, but the problem is still Medivh. This is one of the reasons why I fucking hate Medivh. It's just like it's like a legal map hack. As long as you stick with your opponent's engage hero, you always know what they're going to try and do here. And yes, you can hit a jet propulsion with Blaze first, but Galaxy is the one that wants to start the moves. So if you're conscious about which hero is needed to really make the big play, and you just shadow them as best you can, you will always have a good idea of what they are trying to do or when they are approaching you here. So it's not easy for the Raiders to get a drop on anybody on the red team side. As long as they're communicating well. But now the first objective is up, and both of the teams are still lacking the level 7 talent, despite the fact that the cats are a bit ahead here. So if they're dealing with the minion wave in the middle of the map, they will be the first ones to get their next talent. And that's pretty much what they're looking for here. So at that point, we got level 7 already in. Conviction is here, Purification. And they are taking position now. It's 27 to 24 points. There's the grab by Kerrigan. They try to go for the kill. Everybody's still totally fine here. And they, with the portal, are now attempting to chase. So the cats are on the move, looking for Kerrigan again. And Gia just doesn't stand a chance there. They're hoping for another kill as they are following up onto Nubarak. Can't get kill number 2. Oh, but as long as they're keeping Medivh alive, they're going to be fine. And they are able to keep him in play. So Leo still has to retreat, and I guess the same is true for Jojo. The Punisher is taken by the blue team though, so they were able to get the Punisher at least. It's 2 kills to 0, but a jump has also been procced in front of the wall. Now that's something that you don't want to happen, but because nobody on the blue team followed up in time, they now have once again the chance to take it down without suffering too much damage, and they don't even lose a tower here. I mean, damn son. It's about as good as a defense as you probably could go for. So, yeah, there we are. 2 kills to 0. Still a little bit of plays being made here against Galaxy. There's the stun though. The combo is ready. And they're focusing very heavily on Herath. As long as he's at the front and is a potential target, they might lose some of these fights. Big time. Problem for Medivh is he really should stay in the back as best he can so that he doesn't get CC'd. Because as I said in the draft, you have now 5 heroes that all have some kind of CC against the red team. And if you're getting polymorphed, if Herath is getting attacked before you can drop that saving shield or the portal, then it's a massive, massive problem. So stay in the back and then making your engage is the best thing that you can do right now. They have the 2 kills to 0, a half level lead already. And up at the top, Leo, yeah, well, Kerrigan is now moving in, so that's the first stun. Straight into the Kerrigan engage, but he got the Wraith walk through, and he is going to make it out of this one. Now, he's going to take some damage, or has, but still, they get level 10. That gives us Ancestral. We have a ley line on top of that, so for disengage or just shutting down the opponent's play, that's more than enough. And if you can try and take the CC chain down by dropping the ley line, there's no reason not to. So Medivh is still fine. Everything okay here. Trying to get a few more stacks together. Focusing on it too hard is not going to help them though. It's not a big gap yet. I mean, it more or less is. They got nearly a level. But it will be a level 10 versus level 10 fight on the top shrine. So that's pretty much all that you can hope for now if you're the Raiders. And they got the Ultralisk. Yeah, might try. There's the move. Ancestral is out. Medivh isn't there yet, but he's on his way. They're still trying to go for Sylvanas. And now Medivh with the ley line gets the shield out. Everybody's fine here. They're still trying to turn it against the blue team now that they have an opportunity with a 5 versus 5. But nobody gets a kill. No cocoon was used either, so they didn't go all out on this one. Jojo in the middle of the map. Yeah, maybe they can turn it again. Blessed Shield, and Junkrat is dead. And Kerrigan is in trouble. Junkrat down, Kerrigan gets killed, and Sylvanas absolutely unleashes with a big triple kill against the Raiders as the objective gets announced. And oh boy, is the blue team in trouble now. They got Junkrat early, then they moved on to Sylvanas. And of course, with all of the... Sorry, they moved with Sylvanas onto Kerrigan. They dropped Blaze 2. Now with a portal, they jump into the back. And they nearly... Well, they can still get the kill. Yep. The mace to the face as Leoric goes full on Swisher mode. Takes Brightwing down. Trashwing destroyed. They're still trying to force the fight at least around Rhaegar. And honestly, that might be the first blood for them. So they get Rhaegar. That is... I mean, it's actually kind of funny. So many kills that the Cats just got, but now they are trailing behind on the second objective because the Raiders got that one drop on Rhaegar. That's actually funny. So instead, what the Cats are now doing, instead they're going for the objective, they're just pressuring the lanes. And they're going to get value here too. As you can see in the middle of the map, Maitri and Octa are already doing some work on those walls and take the first one down. Jojo has pushed out the bot lane a little bit. It's still a level 13 talent that we are seeing for the Cats here way sooner than we'll see for the Raiders. But at the objective at least, they're looking good right now. So a couple more hits are being made as Medivh is trying to complete the baseline. But this is the second objective that's also going to be taken by the Raiders. So the Raiders, they're getting at least the objective. They're getting both of the Punishers of the early ones. That's still 1.5 of a level lead for the Cats, and that's what worries me the most. Now with Sylvanas, they should be able to shut this down quickly. But let's see. Blue team attacks. They got to be aggressive here. One more hit and Medivh is done. And Jojo is already moving in. Medivh about to complete this 13 versus 13, and the top fort is actually about to fall. So with them going this deep behind the fort and just zoning them out, they created tons of space for the Punisher and were able to take the fort down, so good for them. So structurally, the Raiders are now ahead. They're still a level behind, but there it is. That's a really wild one. I mean, there's still a chance for the Raiders to turn this around. First, I would really like to see Medivh get the final hit in here. And I guess he's going to do that right now down here. Yep, there it is. Quest completed. 10 minutes in. But this is where it's now going to get interesting. Because on the next objective, the Cats have to make a bit of a move. They have so far not destroyed a single fort. Instead, they lost one. They have 6 kills to 1. But it didn't really help them a whole lot outside of getting an experience lead. Which, of course, still means quite a bit. And could lead to a level 16 talent advantage around objective number 3. And it should. But the Galaxy and his boys, they are still attacking a lot. And this is, at the bottom of the map, a 5 versus 3. And they're going to get their kill here. Oh, shield is out. But they still move in from the side. Medivh is dead. Rhaegar gets attacked too. He's trying to escape here. And is juking them out fully. I mean, at some point he's not going to be able to evade those stuns any longer. And Rhaegar and Johanna die both. So this is the momentum that I've been talking about earlier that the Raiders need. And now they build up on it. They get another kill. It's 4 heroes down on the side of the Cats. And ladies and gentlemen, the Raiders might just be able to bring this back slowly. 5 kills to 6. This is the aggression that we've been talking about earlier, that you have to fully commit to these team fights and really try and drive the momentum home. And that's what they're currently doing here. So job well done. They are on level 16. It's an even fight around the next objective. And that couldn't have gotten much better for them. Early game, not so much. But this mid-game battle, that was fantastic. So now we got 16 on both sides, which gives us the epicenter. And they have an opportunity with a victory on the next shrine, which is going to happen in the middle of the map, to really, really go bonkers on the Cats. And, well, they're going to try to drown them. Drown the Cats, take them down. Can they, though? Objective hasn't been announced yet, but it will happen soon. Red team, I was waiting for the Entomb to drop, honestly. But on Kerrigan, that would be a little bit wasted if you have that many minions around. She's just going to jump around and retreat easily. But yeah, that's going to be the big one. And you can already tell that there's a lot of lane pressure happening at the bottom of the map too. Junkrat has already rotated down there and is trying to escort one of the camps in. Octa is dealing with it with Leoric. But now that the shrine is announced, it's also a potential battle over the camp. And you can't lose that mid fort before that battle unfolds in front of you, simply because you want to keep getting hold on this one as long as you can. There's the ley line though, so they want the fight. They're already starting to move in. Blessed Shield has been used too. And Maitri is dead. Maitri down. They couldn't get the counter kill on Brightwing. Now it's a 5 versus 4. They're really struggling. The Ancestral is good, but can they get that bloody kill? The Ultra Medivh completely missing here. And everybody on the blue team side is still able to get out as another portal gets dropped by Medivh. And they're trying to go for the kill on Blaze, on Junkrat, but it's just not happening, and instead they might even lose Leoric here. So a big dash from the Cats for another kill, and they just cannot get it. Instead, they lost Sylvanas, and now they lose Leoric. The Shrine is active. There's a camp at the bottom of the map that has to be dealt with, where Rhaegar is now making his move. But the Raiders are really building up momentum here. Tons and tons of momentum now. And up at the top, Drachia, he's taking both of the catapults apart. They need to keep them away from the keep as much as possible. It's 30 minutes into the game. Didn't scale too hard yet, but you still don't want them to take the keep down slowly and steadily. And while Kerrigan is going for the Shrine and sure to lock in the Punisher, we have the push for the mid lane fort even before that happens. They need a kill, and they need it soon, and I don't know if they can take it. So as the Punisher gets claimed, this is going to be the end of the mid fort, and it could also cost them the mid wall. 38 stacks. They're slowing this down a little bit. Big experience lead now also for the Raiders. Yeah, they've been dominating this mid game. They had a real tough time in the early game. 6 kills to 1 initially, and now they are just dominating these team fights. The Cats, they are looking for a way to bring this back, and they're forcing the hand off the blue team, of course, as now the Frozen Punisher gets taken. Junkrat is still at the bottom of the map. Yep, they were hoping to buy more time so they can get level 20. That's why Junkrat is down here in the first place, because he wanted to get some extra experience for them. Ford in the middle taken down, and guess where Brightwing is? Trying to give them the XP that they need up at the top. So here we are, jump baited. And once those Storm Talons are in, the Raiders are going to try and make a move. And this is the worst Punisher you could possibly go up against at this point in time. Because it's going to disable the structures, and then you're having an even rougher time fighting against it. So now the fort is already out of commission, at least for the time being. They're trying to burn this one down. There's level 20, and they're using it immediately as best they can. Keep is gone. Top side is pressured. Raiders on 20, 1 level ahead, and transitioning to the top lane in an attempt to go for the second fort or look for a kill opportunity here. The Cats in real danger now. This could be the map for the Raiders. This could be the start of the comeback. And they are doing way better now than I expected them to, but it's not over yet. Now the Cats are in real trouble, but they are still holding on to this game. If they can get to level 20, maybe they have a chance in the team fights. But they are really doing their best to just buy some time here. Take those catapults down and save that keep. Oh boy. Yeah, the aggression in the draft for the Raiders is working this time. And again, initially it didn't really look that way. If you start losing team fights and you fall behind, it's not easy to bring this back. You have to commit into these fights with Kerrigan, with the Nubarak. If you go in, you are in for the entire battle. And here they come again. But the stuns, they're missing a little bit. So here comes the battle. The turnaround. They're trying to go for the kill. And Nubarak about to get out of the fight, though. The same true for Blaze. They're still trying to go for a drop, but they just can't coordinate the attack well enough to kill any of them. Both Blaze and Nubarak make it out. Final level 20 is here for the Cats. So they have even talents. The top keep is still there. And I'm honestly wondering that if they had coordinated that last fight a bit differently, they might have been able to, let's say, take a Nubarak down, for example. The next one is up at the top, and they gotta go for something now. They can't just simply allow catapults to push camps to be taken. They need to be aggressive around it. and see if they can get a kill somewhere once that they have their own ults up, especially with Leoric running buried alive. So let's see if they have a chance of a good entomb here, especially with a vision granted by Medivh that could be possible even over a wall. Octa hasn't made a move on that yet. Damage output, by the way, we got Medivh on 26,000, 39k for Sylvanas. Top damage is currently on the blue team side with Junkrat on 45k. But yeah, the vision is still in. This game is not over. Now, the Cats can't make any mistakes anymore if they still want to win it. But as of now, the game is not over yet. And the Raiders are going to try and set something up on those side lanes or even the mid lane before the next objective is available. So, yeah. 0 deaths. The only one that hasn't died yet is Anubarak. The only one. Objective is up. They push the bot lane out a little bit. They have 1 catapult here too. Bot lane is safe, at least for now. Should probably take the mid lane wave out and risk going a bit later onto the top shrine. I mean, they got the vision, right? And the bunker had to be used. Ley line, apparently. Did he dodge a ley line with it? Seems from the cooldowns like that might have happened here. Because that's a big one to burn for Blaze, but he wanted to prevent of getting caught here. So taking this one down too. That is definitely going to help. And that's the moment of truth. Here we are. 7 kills to 6. Galaxy is sitting in the back here. A little bit of damage by Maitri. He's the one that they have to keep alive. And of course, there's Medivh cheating. Hits at least one of them, but only Blaze. All working around the cooldown. And oh, the buried alive misses. Oh boy, that is rough. Yeah, that's really rough. Now, Medivh at least is reducing the cooldown significantly as he's getting one of the arcane rifts connected after another. Leo is on the shrine, but here's the fight. Cocoon is used on Rhaegar. They're trying to save him as best they can. Leo's coming back in, but here's the big play. Ancestral already used. Full commitment into the fight right now. Gia is a little bit low, but the jet propulsion is connecting. Shields everywhere as Medivh is trying to save them, and they get another ley line through. This time connecting with 2. Drakia on the move back, still getting stunned. Another shield from Medivh, but the Kerrigan comp is too much for them to handle. And Jojo falls. This might just be the end. Johanna down, the main tank gone, 8 kills to 6. And they go straight for the shrine. The keep at the top is at 50% HP. The wall destroyed. They could go straight for the core with this. And there's 3 catapults currently in the middle of the map, marching towards the core, while the Cats have to fight this right here, right now. Sylvanas with the aggressive jump, trying to get a sneaky kill in against Junkrat. That didn't work. And now we got the catapults on the core at the 20-minute mark. The shield is going to be removed within seconds. Another minion wave, thankfully for the Cats spawning, and maybe even able to prevent the worst. But up at the top, it's just not looking good. So yes, the core is going to take a little bit of damage at least already. It's not going to be a lot, but every single percentage point counts. 11 points gone. And with this, we have likely a victory for the Raiders. They're looking for a reverse comeback, for a sweep. But yeah, not sure if that's going to happen today, but they are definitely going to take the first step. So match point number 1 seems like it's going to be tonight, unless the Cats can now with a 5 versus 5 go for some miracle play and get some early kills. This is going to be a win for the Raiders in game number 3. We're not there just yet, but they need a kill and they need it quickly if they want to make it happen. That's a buried alive finally, but I'm not sure if it's good enough for them. They want the kill, they get it, it's a double kill. Is that a defense? Oh, the Punisher, it's on the core. The Punisher is on the core. They gotta defend and they gotta defend now. They bait it over. Try and bait it a little bit into the middle. Did they just defend? 2 keeps are already lost. Leo is low, trying to buy some time for them. Here comes Blaze. They're going for him. The core is falling, but so is Blaze. Blaze is about to die. Gets saved by the ley line for a moment, but not for long. So they take him down. They take the Punisher down. The core is at 40%. The arcane sentries are still doing damage to it. The Punisher finally eliminated, but they have to end the game right now if they want to have a chance here. And I don't know if they have what it takes. Only Anubarak is still alive. He cannot possibly go for the core right now. 32%. Rhaegar is still behind, trying to take the catapults down. And I just don't see it. I don't see it. They need to go for the fort and the keep at the same time. Even if Medivh speeds up the entire rotation, I just don't think this is going to happen for them. It's a valiant effort, don't get me wrong, and they did a ton of work here, but I don't think they can end it right now. They might be able to force them into another fight and then win the game on the back of this, but even the keep is currently out of their grasp. So they take the fort in the middle of the map, but that's all that they can do here. 2 keeps down, the core at 30%. The Raiders... Guys, we are level 23 for both teams. The Raiders are in a spot where they still have massive control, and the Cats, they have no other choice than to YOLO the shit out of this one. It's literally the only thing that they can do. You cannot play this safe. The next objective spawns at the bot lane. If you are forced into a long bot lane fight, the mid and the top lane are going to push catapults towards your core, and you're going to lose 100%. We're 23 minutes into this game already. You cannot slow play this. Unless the Raiders absolutely int, the only chance for the Cats is to force something. To really force and just go full Leroy on this one. Either you YOLO, or you are hoping, or you're gonna die a painful and slow death. That's the only options. I don't think that there's a way for the Raiders to int this hard. The Raiders are gonna play this slow now. They're gonna play this super slow for the next objective. Why would they do anything else? He misses the Entomb again. Yep, that is not a good start. Those Entombs, they gotta hit. They gotta hit, and they don't. Leo gets attacked, and there's the shield. Can they get him out? And the answer is, I guess, no. But Kerrigan, if they can get Kerrigan somehow, she just bolts out. Kerrigan is fine. There's the cocoon. With Leo destroyed, they go for Rhaegar, and Rhaegar gets wrecked. Nice move with the Ancestral. I like that. That's actually insane. That's insane. He makes it. He makes it. So does Medivh. The fuck? Look at Captain Rex over here. He makes it out of the fight. Kerrigan with a triple stun combo. Sylvanas is dead. I mean, again, they can fight this all they want. This is the end of the final keep. The core is exposed, and that is game. Despite some nice little neat plays there towards the end by Rhaegar and others, this is a victory for the Raiders. Nicely done and well played. We got the blue team with a map win. They take Infernal Shrines, and the Cats have to go for map number 4. Second match point incoming for the Cats. Nicely done by the Raiders. GG. Game number 4, the Raiders starting a bit of a comeback. If it's going to reverse sweep, that's a different question. So we got Garden of Terror as our 4th map, the second match point for the Cats. I mean, it looked good on Infernal Shrines in the early game. They got a lot of kills, they were able to pull ahead a bit, and then they still lost both of the early game objectives. They lost some structures, and all of a sudden the Kerrigan combo with all of the stuns came fully online and dropped them like a hot potato. So now that we're heading into the 4th map, Cats can still bring this one back. It would be kind of wild, honestly, if it would be a successful reverse sweep for the Raiders, for the very simple reason that if that happens, the two teams in this double round robin would be completely tied. So, at least as it stands right now. But yeah, Diablo gets banned again. This is obviously, again, same rules apply. Big map, you want to go for Hogger, you want to go for Dehaka. Falstad can be solid here. Brightwing is a good pick. Big maps always. Very good for globals, and this is one where you have an insane amount of mercenary camps, so just going for a quick mercenary camp clear can also help you a lot. So, as it stands though, we got the Lucio ban. I mean, he's also one that can just speed up any rotation that you want to set into play. We got Hogger, Brightwing, Blaze immediately taken, so not really hesitating. any second there, just moving through all of this. And guys, once again, if you want to have more information about the offline event, this is obviously one of the qualifiers, the last qualifier for Europe. 3 European teams are going to make it to the offline event in Miami. This is going to take place in October 14th to 16th. It's open to the audience, so you guys can check it out. And if you want to have more information about the location and everything else, you can just check out the link right over there, heroesinternational.net. All the info is listed. There's also a crowdfunding for everybody that will support an event like this. Makes it easier for us to up the production level, get additional casters involved, and so on and so forth. But all the info can be found on the website. Location, the dates, and if you want to stop by and shake hands with players and casters, you're more than welcome to do that. It's open to the audience, so yeah, check that one out. Sylvanas and Mirrodin. So already you have a little bit of side pressure. Last time they banned out Sergeant Hammer. This time it's a ban on Anduin, so that you can't go for an Anduin and Genji comp, I suppose. We have Hireth actually locking in Mirrodin right now, so I assume that he's going to swap that over to Dracula eventually. But the interesting part is that theoretically, at least, you could now go into this Sylvanas and Sergeant Hammer combo that they were pretty afraid of earlier today. Does that happen? We'll see. But if you go for something along those lines, then Sylvanas split on one side and Sergeant Hammer on the other can be a big, big problem and nuisance. So Garden of Terror definitely opens up a lot of possibilities for both teams here. And the Raiders, off to a good start also with Blaze and Brightwing. But what are they gonna go now? Okay, they go for Imperius and Liming again. God of Terror is still a bit of a different map. I would not be surprised if eventually, you know, we're gonna get a couple of cheesy compositions on this one too. There's definitely a few options of what you could try and pull off here. I think in the past it was here where we actually had that Asmodan cheese where you would go into the Demonic Invasion and then start just taking structures down whenever you had the ult up. Players learn to how to deal with that pretty quickly, but yeah, Sylvanas in this case, for example, is still up. There's Rhaegar and there's the Haka. So they go for the triple front line. They have one global in, and they got Sylvanas, so definitely a lot of wiggle room to play either around the global, play around the CC here, go for the additional camps, especially with Hogger, and it leads us to the final pick of the draft, with Garden of Terror being started once the Raiders have their final pick. And well, right now we still need a second damage dealer for them. Could be a melee, could be a ranged, whatever they want to play out here. No game, no life, usually more on the assassin side. Goes for Lunara this time. So we got Bambi in the house, and with that, we are kicking things off, everybody. Garden of Terror, map number 4, second match point for the Cats here, the last chance qualifier for the Heroes International. Game number 4, Sven on Brightwing for the blue team in their quest to go for the reverse sweep. We have Uki on Blaze, no game, no life on Lunara, and Gia on Liming as Galaxy plays again his Imperius main tank. To the right side of the map, the Cats, they're playing with Captain Rex on Rhaegar. We got Octa on Dehaka, Dracula on Mirrodin, Maitri on Hogger, and Hireth is playing Sylvanas in game number 4, the second match point for the Cats. Can they take this one here? Well, they are definitely gonna try. Right now we have them with a global. That's already a great start. A bit more of an impactful global than Brightwing. I mean, technically Brightwing can also be used as a global, but obviously she doesn't have the wave clear that Dehaka brings to the table. In addition to that, a bit of poke down here bot side. It's actually kind of interesting that the Sylvanas comp is currently not pushing in the sliders. They're burning down the mid lane a bit, and I suppose a rotation will happen eventually there, as they're going for one of the towers, trying to take that one down a notch. 50% of the AP gone, and then they gotta rotate away from it. And Galaxy somehow lunged past Mirrodin? Like, what? How did that happen? Mirrodin looked like he was hit hard, but nope. Not affected at all by this. So either way, we are currently bot side, still Octa. Battle.net server had a couple of hiccups today. It was like the second one or something. Bambi still sitting tight there too. And going up against Sylvanas here, who's already starting to retreat a bit. Now this is a big map. At the 1 minute mark, the mercenary camps are spawning. This is where we're gonna see especially a Hogger starting to poke hard. And Galaxy, is he tempted to make a play? Maybe for Sylvanas, and could get that. Yeah, that's a kill, isn't it? Oh boy, that could have been a kill, but Olga gets the camp regardless. Sylvanas is alive. They were trying to turn it on Galaxy. Didn't work out for them. Not a kill yet in the game, but the camp has been taken. And as I said before, this is all about you getting camps as quickly as possible and start to do your thing here. So once again, they go for no game, no life. They're also moving in for Captain Rex, and Rhaegar is in trouble, but he makes it. Oh no, he gets hit! He gets hit and he gets killed, but I think Galaxy is also gonna fall. Galaxy dies as well, and Dehaka, he's still active down at the bottom of the map, so the blue team rotated a lot of heroes over to make all of this work, but they still lost one, and now they're losing Bambi. Bambi as dead as his mother. So, there's another drag. Trying to go for Li Ming here. Look at that. Dehaka with a big lick, but is still slowly waddling away from this as he realizes that he's up against 3. So, 2 kills to 1 and a level lead nearly. Now, some of this is going to be mitigated once that they're taking the minion wave, so the Raiders are definitely going to catch up a little bit. But this is annoying. There's nobody here to defend just yet. So, they're losing a lot. That's 1 tower down for sure, and maybe even a bit more than that. Muradin is also securing the flank, so that's a big problem, honestly. That's massive amounts of damage at the top wall. For free, thanks to the rotation and the earlier kills that they got. I mean, easy. That's the gate destroyed. Now we have Rhaegar moving over and starting to take down the siege giants. Whereas I guess they might get that particular seed, but the cost is a bit too high if you ask me. A lot of structural damage already done. So, we got Sylvanas at the top. They have a level 7 now. And Heroes is just pushing that side lane over and over, whereas Muradin is just securing the flank, trying to slow them down, trying to slow them also on the siege giants. And while all of this happens, Sylvanas could theoretically go for the wall, but instead they're trying to steal them away. And they're going to get them. They're going to get the siege giants, and they just steal them away from them. Now that was cheeky as fuck. What the hell? Moved in, zoned them out a little bit. In the meantime, the minions did some work up at the top. Once again, we have the cats off to a good start. Can they bring it over the time? That's a completely different question to ask. But here comes Dehaka with a big drag hit. And Sylvanas is dead. Sylvanas is still alive. It's Li Ming that died. So yeah, 3 kills to 1. And again, the cats in a commanding position in the early game at least. Now, they are going for damage at the fort. And look at that. Bambi again in trouble. Gets attacked here. And they're gonna get the drop. Rhaegar jumps in. The wolf is hungry and wants some meat. 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 Wait a second. Wrong hero. Wrong hero. So yeah, 4 kills to 1. We're never gonna see the Butcher in any competitive play. Unless one of the former Heroes developers for Heroes of the Storm gets completely drunk, picks up the code again and releases a balance patch that significantly improves the Butcher. We're never gonna get that anymore. Maybe Meta Madness. Maybe Meta Madness, but not outside of that. And even there, it's currently not really happening. Anyways, so right now we got level 10 coming up, and boy is this a bad situation for the Raiders. The Raiders are really in a pretty shitty spot, because not only did they just lose their first fort, they are up against an opponent that has level 10. It's a seed versus a seed, and now they can shift. Can they get this? Shockwave, Bambi moved out. They want that fight though. Maybe they dove a bit too deep, but they want to capitalize on level 10, and the Raiders realize that even with everything that they have going for themselves at the bottom of the map, they're not going to be able to take an opponent that has a level 10. Yeah, then again, Imperious Galaxy might be inting a little bit too hard here. Is still alive though. Yeah, Rhaegar with the Ancestral. So they're still Gucci, but they're still at 1 level lead. It's manageable though. I mean, on the last game, for example, it was really the mid game that saved the day. Now they go for Lunara once more. And yep, she's dead too. Trying to jump away here. Rhaegar just crushed her. Now they're making a play for Li Ming, and she's not the only one that is in trouble. Looking for a kill on Galaxy 2. They can't get either, but it's a seed that is up for grabs, and they should be at least able to get that one. So yeah, here we are. This one should be a freebie. Then again, Mirrodin is also dead, so maybe they can get it. Nope, the interrupt is delayed. The potential interrupt. So 2 seeds to 1. Mirrodin died. They're not giving up on this. They're still trying to bring this back. Hogger is, of course, pogging it hard down at the bottom of the map. They're trying to go for the fort now, too. So, as it stands, they're doing everything they can to bring this one back. At least in experience, they've nearly succeeded. And I suppose there's a very good chance that they're also getting the bottom fort destroyed. That would put them even with the cats in structures. So yeah, they're still in. They're still in it. 3 kills behind, but in it to win it. So the next seed is coming up. Good position for the Raiders, top left. Well, good position in the sense that it's a bit closer, but they have to rely on the access through the mid fort, since their top fort has already been destroyed. But yep. They're going for the siege giants right now. And, well, let's see. Here we are. Seed is up, and I don't really think they're fighting for it unless they get level 13 in time. But, nah. They're just gonna go for the bottom fort, aren't they? And there's nobody here to stop them. Dehaka, he is zoning Galaxy out a little bit, buys them more time. The entire wall destroyed, 2 seeds to 2, which means that the next one is for objective number 1 again. There's, oh boy, Isolation is in, Brightwing is helping out, and they're trying to go for the kill regardless. Wailing Arrow is fully missing though. They still could get the kill on Galaxy, and they're about to. Ancestral keeps Rhaegar alive. They get the Brightwing kill too. They got 2 kills. They're losing Rhaegar, but the fort has been destroyed. They got 2 kills, and they might get more here. So another big win for them, and all of this is happening as there is still a camp in the middle of the map. And now with a 4 versus 3, the next seed is announced. Should be everybody back in time, but all of the camps that are now being claimed by the Raiders are making this so much harder for the blue team. So yeah, they are in real trouble. The level 13 talent, that was a huge advantage, and now they're at least going to get that too, but this is a fight that they have to take. Can't simply let this one go. It is going to be, I want to say a curse, but yeah, it's going to be Garden Terrors one way or another. Siege Giants at the top have been defeated. Brightwing is trying to deal with this down here at the bottom of the map. That's not going to happen 100%. At least going to keep her back for quite some time. But they're not pushing this too hard yet either. Give a little bit more space and time for the Dehaka at the top side to go maybe for another wave. Mirrodin, dodging. Nice. Even with a wave of force, they cannot stop Drake here. And it allows Dehaka to push the top lane out even further. So good for him. There's a catapult with him too. If he can open the top wall up, that would expose the keep to any pressure in the near future. So yeah, they're trying for the interrupt. They get it with a Stormbolt, shuts the jet propulsion down too. Oh, it's getting tight. And Dehaka is still at the top. Dehaka is still topside. Yeah, they are waiting this out completely. Look at Sylvanas now coming in too. Here's Dehaka. Isolation again. Ah, they got the bunker. Bunker is out, but Liming with a combo. It's still Imperius that dies first. Combo Liming was great, but she didn't get the reset, and now they're losing Brightwing. They're losing Blaze. They're losing way too much here. So that is 3 heroes down, and it's going to be Garden Terrors for sure. And that is gonna hurt. Bambi is also dead. Bambi eliminated. And, well, that is just a disaster. 4 heroes are down. The big fight around the seed, as you can see. They killed Imperius, Blaze and Brightwing. Then later on, they followed up with a chase kill on Lunara. Now they destroy the fort in the middle, and they have the Garden Terrors on every single lane, making moves for the keeps. This is horrifying. Absolutely horrifying. This is bad news for the Raiders. They're in real trouble here. And if they lose this one, then oh boy, they are in trouble for the last chance qualifier. They would have to hope for Team Copium to go for a complete... I mean, they might just be out. I don't know. I think mathematically they could still make it happen depending on the results of Team Copium. But this is definitely not great. If you lose both of the best of 5 to the Cats, then you are in for a rough ride. 11 kills to 3. A comeback difficult but not impossible. But they lost a lot. They haven't taken a single fort down yet, and they have lost too much. 17,000 damage by Sylvanas, 26,000 by Lunara, and they're still stealing these mercenary camps away, so the experience gap is gonna get extended even further. Yeah, it's rough. Really, really rough. And on the level side, the 16 talent advantage, yes, it's going to be negated in a few more seconds. They have at least the siege giants here. But there is a lot going on for the cats now. Now, there is obviously also one thing that the Raiders can rely upon, and that is the next seed. They still hold 2. 2 seeds are already in their hands, so if they get another one, that would be a way to bring this game back. They're nearly 2 levels behind against the cats, but there is no talent lead any longer for the red team. At least until level 20. So that's the moment to really make a bit of a move and attempt to get, maybe with the objective, a good position here. Stealing the camp away, also nice move. And Dehaka is still in trouble. Dehaka might even die here. They're gonna trade his death for top keep destruction though. Isolation is missing and yep, he's gonna fall. The problem is, this is gonna fall too. They literally have to hearth back so that their core doesn't get attacked. And the keep is gone. With that, they're just retreating. Easy move back out. 11 kills to 4. 2 keeps are gone. Bottom fort has been destroyed. Siege giants still need to be dealt with, but there's a catapult and a minion wave that will likely do that. Can they buy enough time for the seed? That's... yeah, probably not. Probably not. So I guess we're gonna get at least a couple of terrors for the Raiders. But they will be able to defend with 5. And a lot of those terrors are also not gonna spawn that far out. Could take a few forts down, but I think that's probably all that they can realistically accomplish here. 17 to 19. 1 level to 20. So yep, down here, party is starting. Taking the catapults down, they gotta slowly take them apart. Dehaka is back, he's moving to the top. A couple of the forts will fall, and that is going to close the gap a little bit between the Raiders and the Cats. But it's kills that are really needed. And that is one that they are trying to set up against Mirrodin. The Ancestral out super early. There's a lot of cooldowns that have just got burnt here. Ancestral and Avatar got both used by the red team. And that's a bit of a problem, because there was pretty much nothing utilized by the Raiders that they don't have back nearly instantaneously again. So now one fort is already gone. Dehaka is dealing with the top and doing a good job there. But here in the middle, one terror is destroyed. They go for Dehaka again, and I don't think... well, actually, he might get out of this one. There's the Wailing Arrow. Nice! And they get the kill, aren't they? Yeah. No, maybe he saves himself, but then he dies a moment later. Good ult attempt, but they're losing 2 once more. Bottom of the map, Keep gets attacked, but they can probably even go for the core here now that they have the level 20 talents. The Cats, ladies and gentlemen, they're looking to win this series, and they are in a great position to make it happen. The drag doesn't hit, but now they're still chasing Lunara, and Bambi is on the run, but gets pogged hard. Pogga with the big plays. Bambi's still running, and the longer they chase, the less they can use that numbers advantage that they have. So Lunara is able to hearth out, and instead of going for the core, we have the Cats deciding in favor of the keep here. And honestly, why not? Once you take that keep, you have continuous catapult pressure on every single lane on one of the biggest maps in the pool, and your opponent doesn't have a real global. They got Brightwing, and that's that. But since they use so much time for Lunara, they can't even get the keep. So, yeah, not really something that they could capitalize on. They still got level 20, waiting for a few cooldowns, I would suggest. But still, the keep should fall. I would be shocked if they don't follow up on it, given the fact that they have level 20 talents. By the way, giving you a bit of an idea of the experience distribution that we have here. If you look at the hero experience in alone, the Cats are currently doubling what their opponent got. And interestingly enough, despite the fact that they run Dehaka, it is the blue team that has more minion experience, more lane experience than the Cats. So they have a bit of a leg up there. Passive experience, that obviously is a big advantage for the Cats. There's a shockwave. They're still trying for the drag. That didn't happen. Playing this out as best they can, but they need to make a play for that keep now. Get at least something out of your level 20. Ideally a kill. Ideally a kill and momentum. Not so much just yet. 21 to 19. And they still can't cake that keep. Yeah, there's a lot of good poke that's happening right now from the Raiders. Now, this is the first seed. This is not something that the Raiders are going to be willing to fight for. Why would they? Nobody has a single seed yet, so this is a freebie. But the cats are now just playing this very, very slow. And I mean, they can. They have the side lanes pushing. They got the Haka. They're the ones with the global. They should still probably try and poke this one out a bit. And they try to do exactly that. But now that level 20 is so close for the Raiders, they need to also be very careful that the fight doesn't turn against them. So right now we got 26,000 damage for Sylvanas. Top damage for the red team. 48,000 for Lunara, 43,000 for Li Ming. This is, by the way, a very good example for the crowd that always runs around and says, like, teams don't have enough damage. Look at the damage numbers that we have on the side of the Cats, and then look at the damage numbers that we have on the Raiders. It matters, of course, how many damage dealers you have, but at the end of the day, it's a matter of how quickly can you coordinate damage on a single target. And that's something that the Cats have been doing over and over again. They are nowhere near the damage output of the Raiders, but they had these coordinated attacks, a lot of them thanks to the stuns and all of the CC tools that we have through the triple frontline that is being used there, and that allowed them to get these kills. They are ahead by 9 kills. And Sylvanas is, I mean, this is... If you look at the damage output of Li Ming and Lunara, they have more damage combined than the entire red team, just to give you a bit of an idea. The interrupts are continuing, but you can now look at the minimap. You can see on the minimap that the core is already being pressured by a camp at the top, a camp at the bot lane. In the mid lane, you're risking losing your keep. So the longer you play in the middle of the map and force your opponent to go back, the better for you. I mean, either way, at this point, the Cats are either going to stall out the blue team fighting for the next seed and allow these side lanes to push through and get additional camps, or they are going to be in a spot where the core takes damage because, yeah, all of this arrives. So the keep is already gone, thanks to that. Now they're looking for another kill. Wave of Force shuts it down. An attempt to go for Mirrodin, but I don't think that's going to happen either. Isolation, Shockwave, they're dropping everything now. They're going for the place, and Galaxy is low. Galaxy in trouble. Low and dead. Galaxy is dead, but they get the kill on Hogger. The reset. Gia, he doesn't want to give up on this. Gia still fighting it out. 2 seeds in the hands of the Cats, and the third one just spawned, and they are moving back to grab it as we got catapults up at the top. Same in the middle of the map. One is already starting to move in. It's a 4 versus 4 right now, and this is the nightmare scenario for the Raiders. They have to face this. But at the same time, somebody needs to soon go back and deal with the catapults. We are already 20 minutes into the game, and this is going to hurt. So the more time the Cats can waste here, the more time they can use to keep the Raiders in position, the better for them. The shield is already going to get scratched at the core right now, and they're trying to zone them away. A kill would end the game. A kill and a seed grab would end the game. But here's the kill against the Haka, and that is just the best case scenario now. They got the seed and they got the kill on the Haka. 6 kills to 14. The Raiders not giving up on this. And the Haka is down for 50 seconds. Camps are up, and they are again making plays for them. But just look at the Raiders. The Raiders are not giving up even an inch here. They're just sitting there thinking, hey guys, let's go. Let's do whatever we can to somehow turn this around. If we get some big kills, we can maybe go for Fort, Keep, and Core. Actually, mid lane, bot lane, there's no Fort standing anymore, so that makes things a little bit easier for them. So while the Cats are in a commanding position still, it's not over yet. It's not over until the fat lady sings. Yeah, they show their hand maybe a bit too early here. Drag here, is he going to go for the jump? Nope. Next seed, this time on the side of the Raiders. Makes it a bit easier for them. Brightwing trying to hold on to the bot lane. The Haka pogging this as best. Oh, once again we got also Siege Giants grabbed. Stolen away this time. This is a lot more open now. Even with all the pressure against the blue team's core, they hope to get a kill here. It's actually crazy that the Raiders are still in this. They have nothing left except for the core. Nothing. But they still hope to win the team fight and then turn it. 60,000 damage for Li Ming by now. And she is getting resets. Yeah, there's the jump. They're trying to go for Li Ming here. Stormbolt connects. Might force the bunker even. Yep. Bunker is out. Wailing Arrow a second too late. Trading cooldowns once again. And the seed is spawning right here. on the left. But they're trying to go for the team fight. They're trying to go for the hit and the win. Another Stormbolt connects, and this time Blaze has nothing. Blaze has nothing left. Jet propulsion, and he's dead. The Ancestral allows them to keep Hogger alive too. Now they try to go for Galaxy. One hero is already dead and they're trying to go for more. They want the game. They drop Galaxy. That's a double kill, everybody. 5 versus 3 on the map. Catapults pushing from every single lane right now. Lunara jumping away, getting saved by Brightwing. But once the catapults are on the core, this just has to be game. There's too much pressure right now, too much for them to handle. This is another victory for the Cats. They take the series with a 3-1 against the Raiders as they drop the core on Garden of Terror. GG. Well played.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.